Hello everyone, I hope you're enjoying these bright sunny days of summer. I wanted to get on here and do a quick little reading for the beginning of the month of July 2022. I'm just using oracle cards for this particular little mini reading. I am using the Goddess Guidance Oracle cards. There they are, as well as the one that I was raving about yesterday, the Raven's Wand Oracle deck. So I don't have any tarot decks here in my home studio. I know that's weird, right? I should maybe bring one of my many decks home just so I have tarot here as well, but I've taken them all in. But I just thought, like I said, I'd get on here and just kind of pick up some vibes. For some reason, I'm being drawn to make a reading, so maybe someone needs to hear the messages that are about to come. I'm hoping pretty much by the fall that I will be doing sort of readings by your zodiac sign, and I will help you with finding out what your rising sign is and your moon sign is, so that you can listen to the videos and see what's coming up for you. And I'll explain a little bit more about what your star signature is, because what your star signature is your sun sign, your moon sign, and your rising or ascendant. So rising and ascendant, those terms are the same thing basically. And the analogy I use for what your star signature is right now, if someone asks you what your sign is, like I'm an Aries, right? Then we're all going around and telling each other what our first name is. So there's first name, which is your sun sign. Okay, and then there's your middle name, which a lot of people don't know. Maybe your good friends know, and that's what the moon sign is all about. It's about how you emotionally take care of things in life, how you emotionally handle things, how you emotionally approach situations in your life. The moon is all about that. And the moon is often like, if you tell your friends your moon sign, your good close friends will be like, yeah, I can see the traits of that, once they know the traits and whatnot of that sign. Now, your sun sign, the one that you tell everybody, is, like I said, your first name. And that's sort of, it's kind of how you want to project out to the world. So it's not always what the world sees, but it's how you want the world to see you. It also, is sort of character traits that you do out in public, right? So you might be a completely different person behind closed doors. And then there's the rising or the ascendant. So it's sun, moon, rising or ascendant. And that's the order I give them to you in. And the rising or ascendant is your last name. Or, kind of like your last name. And that's the name that the world kind of sees you as, sort of like it's your family name, right? Like if you hear that, I'm a Gilbert, for instance, oh, the Gilberts, oh yeah, they're all like really good at fixing cars or really friendly people or whatever, right? Like there's a lot of family traits that kind of happen in that rising or ascendant sign. And it often is stronger and has more influence on you throughout life as well. So it's not just your last name. A lot of people find that, let's say I'm Aries in my sun sign, which I am, and I'm Virgo in my rising, which are kind of opposites in a lot of ways. Aries is very outgoing, rambunctious, sort of fast, quick to make decisions, ask questions on the way down after they've jumped, kind of thing. They have the warrior of Aries, the god of war, in their corner. They can be pushy, bulldozy, that sort of thing. And then Virgo's the virgin, as opposed to the ram like Aries is. Virgo is the virgin, and Virgos are usually very graceful. They can be hypochondriacs. because they worry. Their natural state is to worry, especially about health and stuff, but they're very organized for the most part. They tend to be clean and neat freaks, or at least they like their environment like that. The nice thing about a Virgo is you tell them how to do it once and they'll do it that way forever. Now, the only downside of that is they will do it that way forever. They don't change very easily. And they tend to be finishers. They're very good at finishing things, paying attention to details, that sort of thing. Whereas Aries tend to be really great starters. They're very good motivators for both themselves and other people, that sort of thing. So I really like that they are kind of opposite for me, because when I learned my rising and ascendant sign, I actually identified with a lot of that sign. And you'll find that you will too, because you're sort of part of each sign, right? So technically I'm an Aries sun, Aries moon, I know, good luck, right? And Virgo rising. Now I also happen to be a cusp baby. So cusp means I'm on the brink of the border of one sign. So I am a cusp of Aries Taurus. So it's kind of like I have a first name like Marianne. So I have a hyphenated first name. Then my middle name is Aries and my last name is Virgo. So that's kind of explaining how that star signature works. And when I look at any reading that is done by Zodiac, I look at all three of those. I do glance at Taurus a little bit too, because Taurus does have a bit of an influence on my sun sign. In fact, the Aries Taurus combo is the most powerful combo in the zodiac. So I can usually tell you if you're a cusp baby as well, and whether you have two first names or not. It only affects the first name, not the other signs. So yeah, I'm like a Marianne or Mary Lynn. I don't know why they're all Marys, but anyways. So I'm going to hopefully start to do that. But today, like I said, I was just drawn to kind of do a mini reading here. So here's the mini reading. Here's the first card of this mini reading. The Eternal Flame. So for me, I'm really seeing a lot in this. It's a white female fox, and she's got her cloak, her gray cloak on, and she's looking out over across some water. She's got seagulls with her that are also in white and gray. So she's very in tune with nature. And Eternal Flame, there's been a lot of female groups that are in charge of taking care of eternal flames throughout the world. There's one very famous one, Bridget's Light, I believe it's called, in Ireland. We actually have one in Canada. It's an eternal flame because we invented insulin for diabetes, which has saved many, many lives. And outside of the research center that developed insulin, we have a flame, and the promise is that flame will never go out until we've found a permanent cure for diabetes. So she has a light here. So she's reflective a little bit of a crone kind of coming into her wisdom, understanding the reasoning behind certain symbols. She's also very reminiscent of the Hermit card in tarot. And she's bringing her light out into the world. Now, as you get older, the theory is you get wiser. And hopefully that's something that happens for all of us, because I know some people don't do that. But she's got her experience to guide her, right? And she's sort of looking out, I see, for a journey of some kind. She's got her traveling clothes on. She's dressed for outdoors. She's got her light to light the way, but not necessarily for herself. She's lighting the way for others. So this eternal flame, when this card shows up, I'm feeling that someone out there has something that they're not sharing with the world, and they need to start sharing it. And it's not necessarily on a global level. It's not like you're the next Oprah or anything, but there's someone in your world that needs to hear what you have to say, if that makes sense. There's someone that maybe needs some guidance, but never give guidance unless it's asked for. like in a way of, like, don't just, hey, here's my 2 cents kind of thing. Sort of like kind of ask permission. Like when you're watching this, yes, I'm giving advice, but you want to watch this because you know that there's going to be some kind of message, symbol, advice, guidance, whatever it might be. So it's saying right now, you are that source of guidance for someone in your life. So keep your ears open and your eyes peeled for that person that maybe needs some extra help, some encouraging words. And it might not be who you think it is. It might just be someone that happens to cross your path. And then you've got taste before judging. So this is an interesting one that this came up. So this one to me screams discernment. Like sort of, back in the day, the kings and queens had food testers to test to see if the food or the wine was poisoned before they drank it, because poisoning was a very common way to get rid of powerful people. So it says taste before judging. And I think that's maybe why I asked or said that this might not be guidance that you have to provide for someone that you know. It might be something where this person just crosses your path. And it does say taste before judging. So again, discernment, but also talk to the person. Talk about the situation, whatever it might be that you need to provide light or guidance for. Make sure you're getting all the facts. If it's a person, talk to them. Hear their story a little bit. You can't just dole out advice. What I do in my tarot readings and in my soul sessions and things like that is I ask you to speak first. I ask questions. Like I start out with easy ones like, how's it going? And I get the knee-jerk, oh, not bad. And then we get into it. And I'm always asking questions first. I want to hear what's going on in your life, what your story is. I mean, I don't need the whole long drawn out on a rainy night in the middle of the night. I was born into, the General Hospital of Kingston. No, I don't need, not that far back, but, but it does, I do need to hear your story, or I want to actually. I want to hear your story. I want to be that witness. I often call myself a compassionate witness to whatever your situation is. I need to listen. And I'm not only listening, but I'm watching. So I'm watching what your body is telling me, because your body cannot lie. Our mouths can lie lots and lots, because our mouths are driven by our brain. And I mean, everything is driven by our brain, but this is a direct connection kind of thing. And so we can send lies to our mouths and tell little white lies, tell outright bold-faced lies, but our bodies can never, ever lie. If you've been lying a lot, your body will manifest that. Maybe there's a rash on you that's itchy. Maybe you're getting headaches all the time. Maybe your back is bothering you. And this all indicates, maybe places where you're being hurt, like where you're manifesting that lie that you're telling the world, that you're telling yourself, whatever it might be. And often I do ask about, have you been hurting anywhere? Like, are you sore somewhere? And that helps me to discern what area of your life you're suffering, and what needs sort of healing. Now, so this is sort of hear that person's story, assess the situation, whether it's a situation or whether it's a person or whatever it might be, before you make a judgment, and actually try to stay out of that judgment zone altogether and just listen and hear and be that compassionate witness for that person. And you've got Green Terra as the goddess card, and it says start delegating. Ask others, including me, to help you. And it means including Green Terra. I mean, I can help you too. Ask me too. Instead of trying to do everything by yourself. We are very guilty of that. And we'll ask the universe for something, and then we turn our back and go, no, it's okay. I can manage this. I got this kind of thing. And the universe is just kind of here. Okay. And it's like, wants to give you the thing that will solve all the problems. And you go, yeah, no, I got this. It's okay. So we're all guilty of that. I know I've been guilty of that many, many times. So Green Tara, start delegating. Stop doing everything yourself. You don't need to do everything yourself. You're not all-knowing and all-seeing. Please accept that as a truth. With humility, of course. You can, of course, be that light for someone, but it doesn't mean you're a light for everyone. And you are taking on way, way, way too much energy. Like you're taking on energy of people being upset in your life, sad in your life. You're putting yourself last, which is not good. Think of, you've probably been very exhausted for quite some time. You're feeling run down, that sort of thing. So think of when you're on a plane and things go wrong, the oxygen masks come down, and what's the first thing they tell you? They tell you to put your own mask on first, because then you can help other people. But you're no good to anybody if you're around helping other people and you can only help one or two before you collapse because you haven't put your own mask on. So this is really what this is about. Start delegating, asking help. Can you do this? Would you be able to do that? It's okay if they say no, and they'll probably surprise you and say yes. And it releases some of the control and the hold that you have on things, because we irrationally hold on to weird things that often become blocks and become sort of toxic in our lives. You don't have to do everything. We're all connected. We're all supposed to be helping each other. And one thing I've said to many clients too about delegating is when you delegate, when you ask someone for help, a favor, whatever it might be, what you're doing is a very holy, sacred thing. You are creating a space and opportunity for someone else to earn some karma, because they might earn it by helping you out, giving you a hand up, having that advice, doing that thing that you just have been putting off that needs to get done, that you're stressing about. Someone can help you with that. So keep that in mind. You are creating a space and opportunity for someone else to earn some karma. So what you're doing is you're helping a soul out, because we all come in here needing to earn karma. None of us are perfect. We all have things that we've done that we're not proud of. We maybe even have things in our past lives that we've done that we're not proud of. And in this life, we are supposed to look for opportunities to earn extra karma, be that kind soul, that light and whatnot. That's all very well and good. But the other side of that coin is we are also given the opportunity to help our other soul mates in giving them the opportunity to earn some karma by helping us. So asking for help is not a hard thing, or it shouldn't be, because you're doing soul work when you do that, and you are providing that opportunity for someone else to earn karma. So keep that in mind, and keep that from making you hesitate in asking for help. You're not bugging anybody. They have the full right to say no, and it's nothing personal sometimes. No, I can't. I've got this and whatever. Okay, on to the next person. You'll find the soul that you need to give that karma opportunity to, not to worry. So keep that in mind as you're looking for karma opportunities. Provide karma opportunities as well. Okay, that's a sweet, short little reading. I hope you learned something. I hope this helps. Have a great July, and I'll see you later. Bye.